What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a full body beginners Pilates workout. If we've not met before, my name is Margaret. I'm 25. I'm a Pilates instructor, and this is going to be our final workout of the beginner Pilates series for June 2021. So we're doing a full body Pilates workout. Tomorrow we get a nice big stretch. We're gonna go ahead and get started. And as always, I'll link last month's warm up in the cards if you want something a little bit longer. Hands come to the tops of your legs. We'll start with a little bit of breathing. Take a nice deep inhale. You can pull the shoulders to the ears. Good. We'll exhale to drop the shoulders down and back, and we'll do two more like that. Inhale to bring the shoulders up. Exhale, we'll drop them down and back. Last one. Good. From here, we'll bring the arms out into a T. On your inhale, we'll just lift the arms up overhead. They don't have to go very far. Exhale, we'll drop them back down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we drop. Two more like that. And then we'll bring everything down. We're gonna lay all the way down onto our mat. We'll keep warming up from there, but I just wanna give you something a little bit different to do. Feet are gonna be down on the mat about hips distance apart. Hands can come down by your sides. And I just want you to drop your knees from side to side. See how that feels. Whew. If you're anything like me, that first little lean to the side, your back cracks. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Good, do one more each side. And then reset those knees into a neutral position. From here, we'll bring our arms out into a goal post position. So your elbows, the backs of your hands, the backs of your shoulders make contact with your mat. On your inhale, we're gonna lift those arms up overhead. Try to maintain that little bend in your elbows. We'll exhale, squeeze the arms back, and then try and squeeze your arms all the way down into your ribs. So we come through center in a goal post. We reach the hands up. We squeeze them down, all the way down. Good, we'll do one more like that. You wanna try and keep your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists touching down to the mat. Ooh, squeeze it in. Good, we'll bring everything back in, bring those hands down. We're just gonna lift and lower the arms. Inhale to lift the arms so they come right up above your shoulders. Exhale, lower, drop them back down. Two more like that. Good. Okay, from here, I want you to lengthen out through your left leg. We're gonna inhale to bring that right leg in. You can reach right behind your hamstring. And we're just gonna inhale, kick the leg up. Exhale, bring it back down. That's all we're gonna do. Nice little stretch, good release at the hamstring. Good, two more. Good, we're gonna keep that right leg up above the hip. I want you to take the hands away from the hamstring, bring your hands down by your sides. We're gonna draw tiny circles. I'd say about the size of an appetizer plate, nothing too crazy, and then try to keep your foot parallel. Soft bend into the knee, especially if you're somebody that hyperextends at your knee. Good, bring those circles around the other way. Good, check in with your hips, see if they're starting to rock around a little bit. They might be. Good. Your next circle, I want you to make it a little bit bigger, bringing your leg around and down, crossing over to the left. Good. Good. We'll do one more big circle. And then we get to bring it around the other way, dropping that right foot out, across to the left, circling down, around and up. It doesn't have to be a huge circle. I just want you to try to maintain stability in your hips. So if you feel your body like rocking way around your mat, we've gone a little bit too far. Good, we'll do one more. And then we'll bring that right leg back in. Lengthen the right leg out towards your mat. We'll do that same thing on the left side. Inhale to bring the left knee above the hip. Reach right for your hamstring. And we'll just start to inhale, kick the leg up. Exhale, bring it back down. Good, two more like this. Perfect, then we'll kick that left leg up. Hands can come down by your sides. Tiny circles. Doesn't really matter which way you go first. I have a tendency to go out and around first. That's just me going counterclockwise. I don't know, it might seem counterintuitive to you, so you do what's gonna work for you. Good, start to bring those circles around the other way, taking them clockwise. Perfect. Okay, check in with those hips. See if you can squeeze a little bit into that right glute. Maybe squeeze a little bit into the left glute if you can. Good, start to make those circles a little bit bigger, crossing down around, and then up through center. Nice deep breaths as we circle that leg up and around. So really use your exhale to help you tap into your core. Really subtle core work here. Good, start to bring your circles around the other way, dropping out to the left. Bring it down, around, and up. Good. We do 2 more like this. 2. And last one. Good, then everything comes in. We'll lengthen that left leg out. Just take a second, kind of rock out through your legs. Whew. Okay, we're gonna bring the legs in so feet are about hips distance apart. Hands stay down on your mat. Press your hands, your triceps, your shoulders back into the mat. And we'll exhale to push into the heels. Find our neutral pelvis. Start to roll the hips up so you come up to the top of a bridge. Inhale at the top and then take another big exhale. Start to roll your hips all the way back down. So we talked about finding a neutral pelvis a little bit earlier in the week, so make sure you're hanging on to that. If you start to feel some tension or pain in your low back, or you start to press your hips up and your chest is pulling to your face and you're having a big arch in your low back, you've gone a little bit too far. Good. Next time that you press up, I want you to hold it there. Press super heavy into those heels, and when you're ready, we'll start to alternate, lifting one heel, lowering, lifting the other heel. Good, just do right and left. Good, right and left. 2 more each side. 2, 2. Last one and last one. Good, we'll roll everything down. Once your butt touches back down to that mat, we're gonna go right back in. Two more here, then we hold up at the top. Okay, on this one, we hold up at the top, keep it there. We're gonna pulse the hips about halfway down, press them halfway back up, or all the way back up, I should say, halfway down, all the way up. We're pushing into the heels, thinking about squeezing heels into the glutes, warming up into the glutes, the hamstrings, and the quads a little bit too. 2 more like this, 2. Last one. Good, everything's gonna come down. Whew, big release, take a little hug on the knees. That gets into the hamstrings really, really quick. So if your hamstrings are feeling super warm, that's why. That's good, that's what we want. From here, I want you to bring your knees up into a tabletop position. We're gonna start to activate our low belly. So knees right above the hips. Take your hands, push your hands right into the tops of your legs, straighten out through your arms. That's how you'll know where your tabletop is. However, if you start to feel like your low back is lifting a lot off of the mat and we're tilting the pelvis forward, I want you to bring the knees in a little bit towards you. That's okay. Okay, all we're gonna do here is a dead bug. We're gonna move same side. So inhale, we'll open right arm, right leg. Exhale, we squeeze it back in. As you pull things in, I want you to think about pulling from your belly button. So literally imagine that your belly button is being pulled down to your spine. And use your exhale to help you get into your abs, thinking about knitting the rib cage together. One more each side. Good, and then we'll keep the legs up in tabletop. Hands are gonna reach up above your shoulders. We'll exhale to crunch up through the head, neck, and shoulders, hands outside at the hips, and then inhale to lower down. Now, if you took that first crunch and it felt like you were rocking all the way around, bring your feet down, heel or toes can come together, you can keep the heels lifted. We'll take it from there. Good. As you crunch up, try to tuck your chin to your chest. Look down towards your belly button or to the tops of your legs. See how that feels. Good. On your next one, I want you to crunch up and hold it there. Take a deep breath. We'll start to pump the hands by our sides to take that Pilates 100. Now right away, if you start to feel a lot of tension in your neck, go ahead and drop your head down. Take it from there, that's fine with me. On the flip side, if you feel really good, keep holding that crunch, lift the legs back up into a tabletop. Good, we wanna think inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, steady, even breath. Whew, I'm gonna count you down here. We'll be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything in, hug the knees into your chest. Rock the hips side to side. Good. Okay, from here we are gonna roll over so that we come on to our left hip. So you can shift the hips over to the left, roll onto the left side of your body. We'll take the left arm, bend it back behind you so you make a little pillow for your head with your bicep. And then we'll look down at the hips and the knees. Make sure your hips are stacked, your knees are stacked, feet should be stacked right on top of each other as well. Take the right hand, slide it underneath you so you can feel there's some space between you and your mat. And then we'll lift the right leg up at hip height. I want you to push the leg out in front of you. We're gonna draw some circles, inhaling to kick the leg forward. We'll exhale, bring that circle up, around, and back. Doesn't have to be a huge circle, a tiny circle. You'll still be able to feel a lot of that work. And if you're like hyper flexible, this is one where you kind of have to rein it in. So it doesn't matter to me if you can get your leg all the way up above your hip, like that's great, I can too, but do you see what happens when I lift like that? My whole body collapses down into the mat. So we want to maintain that space between us and the mat, maintain the engagement in our bottom hip and in our top hip. Right? So you should start to feel that little tiny muscle in the hip burning out. When we collapse all the way down, we lose a lot of that work. Good. One more circle, then we start to reverse the direction. Woo! Okay, this time lifting up. We'll circle forward, around and down, and sweep it back. I can never decide which side I think is a little bit harder. I feel like the first direction was probably the harder direction to start in, but you guys did it beautifully. No surprise. We'll just do about 3 more here. 3. Oh my gosh, 2. You got it, last one. Good, bring that right leg down. Give your glute a little tap, a little breath. Okay, you're doing good. From here, we're gonna press up so that we come into a mermaid position. I want you to stagger your knees. So your knees are on top of each other, but that right knee is pushed forward just a little bit. This is almost the only time I'm ever gonna let you do that. We're gonna bring the left hand down by your side and we'll take a mermaid push-up. It's like a single arm push-up basically. So I want you to lift the right hand so it comes behind your head. We'll inhale to bend that left elbow, lowering the forearm to the mat. Exhale to press away. This is a nice way to start to get familiar with that push-up. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, the push-up movement pattern, but without having all that extra body weight to push up and down. It's a little bit more accessible. Good, we'll do 2 more like this. 2. Last one. Good, keep that left arm there. We're gonna extend the right arm up overhead and we'll just reach. Take a nice big side bend, a little release. You might still feel some work in the arm, a little bit into the oblique. That's okay, you can handle it, you got it. 2 more like this, 2. And last one. Good, everything's gonna come in, swing those arms around. We're gonna come into a seated position to take our half roll back. Feet about hips distance apart. We gotta bend in the knees. Hands are gonna come behind the hamstrings. Open those elbows out nice and wide. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Find a little bit of length and we'll exhale, drop belly button to spine. Start to roll back onto the hips. Start small, inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, roll yourself right back up. We'll keep moving like that. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, roll it back. Good, the next time you lower down, go ahead and lift those hands away from your legs. See if you can get a little bit lower. 3 more like that. Last one. Good. Once you come up, hands come behind you. We'll take our tricep roll back, fingertips point forward, elbows point back. We start to exhale, roll it down. See if you can get down onto those forearms. It might not work that first drop. You might have to adjust your hands. That's okay. I told you, a full body. We're hitting core, we're hitting arms, we're hitting legs. Good. I will say we're not going to do any standing though today. So if you want to go back to yesterday's video, you are welcome to do that. 2 more like this. 2. And last one. Good. Bring everything up. I want you to take a little forward fold. Open the knees up. Reach down for the feet. Take a deep breath. Good. From here, we're going to head into our little mermaid single arm push-up and then get into side lying. So for you guys, you can roll right onto your right hip. I'm going to flip around so that you guys don't have to look at my back, because how rude would that be? So we'll find our mermaid position to start. Right hip is going to be down on the mat. We'll take that left leg. I want you to stack your legs, but then push your left foot forward a little bit. That's going to make things a little more comfortable. As comfortable as it can be. Right hand comes out by the side. Left hand's going to come behind the shoulder. We'll inhale, bend into that right elbow, push down towards the mat. Exhale, push into the hand, squeeze the tricep, push away. It doesn't have to be anything crazy here. I just want you to feel that little squeeze in the tricep, the shoulder, bicep a little bit, and the obliques for sure. For sure obliques. 2 more like this. 2. And last one. Good, we'll reach that left arm up overhead, make this more of a side bend, nice little stretch. If you maybe want to walk the hand out, that's cool with me. 3 more like this. This will be 3. 2. And last one. Good. Okay, everything's gonna come down to your mat. Right hip stays down. We take that right arm, bend it back behind you, make a little pillow for your head with your bicep, and then stack your hips, stack your knees, stack your feet. Take the left hand, slide it underneath you so you know that there's some space between you and your mat. We'll lift that left leg up so it comes up in line with your hip. And I think we started this direction. So we'll kick the leg forward. We'll circle up, around, and back. We started in the harder direction on the other side. I don't know why we did that. That's okay, but we're rolling with it. It's fine. Now I'm going to warn you, second side fatigue's a little bit quicker. And you know this if you did your hip stability workout with me on, what day was that? Wednesday, I think we did that. So you kind of know exercises like this, they burn out super quick because we're hitting that really tiny hip stabilizer. It's why they're so challenging, but you can handle it. It's no big deal for you. Take 1 more here. And then we'll start to bring the circles around the other way. Drawing up, circling forward, around and down, sweeping right back. Doesn't have to be a huge circle. There's a lot of power in tiny movements. We talked about that all week long. So it's more important for me that you maintain good form and you move in your truest range of motion. So don't try and push it. You know, like you're at home, you don't have to impress me. I can't see you. So really focus on trying to maintain that good form. 2 more like this. 2. Last one. Good. We'll bring that left leg in. Take a little tap through the hip. Give it a little love. And from here, we're gonna roll right over onto our bellies so that everything comes down. We'll work our backside body just a little bit. Hands underneath the shoulders, elbows point back towards the ribs. We'll start with our forehead down to the mat. The tops of the feet will press down into your mat. You can start with your forehead touching. If your forehead doesn't touch, nose can touch down. That's okay with me. We'll take a nice deep inhale here. Start to press down into the palms of the hands, into the forearms. Lift your chest off of the mat. Your gaze is going to point forward just a little bit. We'll exhale. We start to lower the chest down to the mat. So this one's a good stretch, but also a lot of really good work in the back side of your body. We have to challenge ourselves to keep our hips pressed down into the mat, keep the tops of the feet pressed down into the mat. That's sometimes like shockingly challenging. Good. Good, the next time that you press up, see if you can press up a little bit further, maybe lifting the hips off of the mat. Doesn't have to be huge. And if that doesn't work for you, you do not have to do it. 2 more like this. Good, we'll bring everything down. Take a deep breath. Hands are gonna come in front of you. You'll stack the forearms right on top of each other and then make a little pillow for your head with your hands. So our head's lifted, but still in line with our spine. All we're gonna do here is move through the low body. So we'll exhale to push into the front of the hips and the pubic bone. Squeeze the glutes to lift the legs off of the mat. We'll inhale, lower right back down. Keep moving like that. Good. Doesn't have to be a huge lift. I just want you to think about initiating the movement from the hips, pushing into the front of your hips and your pubic bone to help you stabilize. Hips are almost always going to be our anchor point down on the mat. We'll do 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Everything's going to come down. Take a breath, kind of release the hip, shake it out a little bit, do whatever you need to do. We'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders. I want you to push up through to a tabletop position so that your shoulders are right over your wrists, your hips are right over your knees. Good. From here, I bet you can just imagine what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit upper body a little bit, and we'll start like what we did with our arms and abs workout, pushing the hips backwards a little bit over the knees so that the shoulders are pressed away from the wrist. And we'll inhale, drop the forearms to the mat. We'll exhale to push into the palms of the hands, lift ourselves back up. So elbows are behind the wrist, not usually how we do a push-up, right? And we definitely don't do a push-up like this. This is like everything I tell you not to do in a push-up. But that's okay, because that's not the goal. I'm not trying to get you into a push-up right here. I'm trying to get you comfortable with getting down to the mat without collapsing your entire body. Good. We'll do 2 more like this, then we get into that full push-up. This will be 2. And last one. Good. Walk your knees back about 3 inches. Reset your hands. You can turn your fingertips in a little bit if you found that helps you with a push-up. Hips push forward a little bit, so we start in a modified plank position, and we'll inhale to bend at the elbows, lower the chest down. We'll exhale, push into the palms of the hands to press away. We're just gonna do 3. So 2. And last one. Good. Push away, press your hips to your heels, reach the arms long in front of you. Take a nice deep breath. Release a little bit at the wrist. Maybe shake out through the shoulders. Okay, we're doing good. I'm just like, I'm over here like, like huffing and puffing. That's all right. We have 1 more little push and then we're gonna be out of here. So I want you to come back to your mat. We'll set back up kind of in that mermaid position, how we were for our little single arm push-ups. But I want you to stack your knees and your hips this time. We're gonna take a side plank reach. So hips stacked, knees stacked, feet can be stacked as well. We're gonna stay down on the knees for this. Right hand comes down to your mat. We'll inhale to lift the bottom hip up off the mat. Circle the left arm around and over. Good. Inhale, we sit it back down. So exhale, we lift. This is a really nice way to get into that full side plank, just starting from the knees. I find that really helps me, and it's still challenging down from the knees. If you want a little bit more, you can always extend that left leg over the top of your right. Good. We want to focus this work in the right side obliques, and we're just going to do 2 more here. This will be 2. And last one. Good, take everything in. We'll find a plank through center. We'll just take a modified plank today. So shoulders over the wrists, knees behind the hips. Hold it here, draw belly button to spine. Think about pushing up and away from your mat. I want you to inhale, reach that right leg back, point the toes, tiny circles. Good. We'll just go one direction, so 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee comes down, same thing on the left. Inhale, reach that left leg back, point the toes, tiny circles. See if you can come a little bit lighter in the hands, so you press those shoulders away. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Everything comes in. Take a breath. Take a child's pose if you need it. If you're ready, we'll swing those legs right around. Do that same side plank reach on the other side. Whew. Take a second. Hip stack, knee stack, feet stack. Left hand comes down to your mat, and you may have to readjust after that first rep. That's okay. We'll exhale to reach the arm up and over, pressing into that left hand, lifting that left hip off of the mat. Good. Now with those first couple of reps, if you find you have to adjust yourself, go ahead and adjust. Do not be shy to make those adjustments. If you did it on the other side, you can always extend that right leg over the top of your left leg. We'll do 3 more like this. 3, 2, and last one. Good. Everything drops down. Hands are going to come down through center. We'll pop those knees up and then press back into a child's pose. Hips go back to the heels. Arms reach long in front of you. Ooh, take a deep breath here. In through the nose. You can press out through the mouth. Good. We'll walk both of our hands over towards the right side of our mat, finding a lot of length in the left side of the body. Reaching, hips back to heels. Good. We'll walk the hands back through center and then take it over to the left. Reaching, finding a lot of length, pushing hips to heels. Good. Take one more deep breath here. We'll bring it back through center, and then I want you to pop up into a tabletop position. We'll take a couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling to dip the belly down. We'll point the gaze just slightly forward. You can keep it down too if that feels better. We exhale to push into the palms of the hands, curve the spine up, look back towards the tops of the legs or the belly button. Good. One more like this. And then we'll start to press hips back to heels. Walk those hands into your knees. Come through to your seated position, and that's where I'm going to leave you today. Hope you guys enjoyed this workout. As always, I'm going to link the cool down from last month up in the cards if you want to do that. And remember, you guys are awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We get a nice big stretch tomorrow.
I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up.